welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. This originally started as a short, but it's going to end up being a little bit longer. So Vince Russo made a comment about Rhea Ripley. I'm not going to do the Vince Russo voice for this. So he starts talking about how Rhea Ripley looks, that she needs to get rid of all the golf stuff. Let's really see what a beautiful woman she is. If that were the plan, meaning the plan was for her to be like the top female wrestler in WWE. And I say to Vince Russo, I don't want to attack him as a guy who is, old and out of touch, and how dare he talk about how women look, yada, yada, yada. I just want to say there is a value to being unique that is greater than what Vince Russo was talking about. Let's take, for instance, we take all these stuff away from Rhea Ripley. I believe she wears too much makeup. I will say that all the time. I even started calling her Crush at some point because she wears so much makeup on her face. We see pictures of Rhea Ripley and she's not wearing all that makeup. She is gorgeous. She's a beautiful girl. If you go, there's somebody who keeps posting pictures of Rhea Ripley from like when she first started the Mae Young Classic or whatever. She was like this really tall, blonde. She was a knockout. And, that was no doubt. She looked awesome. Over the years, of course, WWE just had more than their fair share of blondes. But, the tall blonde has become a WWE staple. Michelle McCool, Charlotte, and a couple of others have done the tall blonde thing. Of course, you had Dana Brooke, and you've got Mandy Rose. I'm not really sure if they would qualify as being, quote, tall, but they were, tall enough. They were, blondes on the roster. There's so many blondes on the roster. Over the years, changing her look, going a little bit darker with it, made Rhea Ripley stand out. And there is something that is unique about Rhea Ripley. So she has a striking look, being big as she is. The makeup, as heavy as it is, entirely too much. It completely covers what she looks like. So she can be as monstrous as she wants to be. And it's almost, in some ways, kind of like those big Japanese pro wrestlers. Like, you ever seen like Bull Nakano or Aja Kong or something like that? Rhea Ripley kind of gives off that kind of vibe, where she's not meant to be your nice little wrestling Barbie. She's supposed to be something else. What Vince Russo doesn't seem to get is that's the goal. The goal is for Rhea Ripley to be not Charlotte. She's the anti-Charlotte. And for years, people have been searching for that role. Somebody has been looking for that great counterpoint to Charlotte. For a long time, it was Becky Lynch. But I think Rhea Ripley, with the tools that she has in her toolbox, in terms of being just as big as Charlotte, in some ways she's bigger. Being just as athletic, but she doesn't always show it. Being just as charismatic as Charlotte. She has a lot of the same tools as Charlotte, but she has it in a younger package. And she has it in a look that is far more unique. The idea is that Rhea Ripley isn't the girl next door. She's not, the hot sports chick. She's supposed to be a monster. And the makeup tells that story. That she is basically wearing so much makeup that she becomes a completely different person in the makeup. Which is why she wears so much of it. And it took a little while for me to really get it. But I get it. This is a situation where Rhea Ripley isn't served by wearing less makeup. Making her look more human, making her look more normal, actually is a detriment to her character than her wearing as much makeup as she wears now. Maybe I'm wrong on this and some people think so. I don't think that selling Rhea Ripley's beauty, quote unquote, is a good selling point for her character. It's not about, the character isn't about being beautiful. The character is about brutality. It's about darkness. It's about violence. She should want to look as either superhuman or subhuman as possible. You know, it's supposed to be given away. The visual should fit the work. And it doesn't serve Rhea Ripley to look like a volleyball player. That wouldn't serve the character. I mean, sure, she could, undye her hair or dye it blonde or whatever and walk out there as a mini Charlotte 2.0. But would that be Rhea Ripley as she is right now? No. Would that be a Rhea Ripley people would be interested in? No. Everybody will look at that and say, that's Diet Charlotte. That's Charlotte Light. All right? And people will regurgitate that. But Rhea Ripley as it is right now, striking look, striking attitude, I think people are on board with Rhea Ripley. So I don't see any reason to change anything. All right. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.